Welcome to Sport Exposure Podcast. We got Big Q in the building. You know what it is. You know what it is. No. Welcome back to Sport Exposure Podcast. You know, we're here celebrating our triumphs, learning from our defeats. We're really, Sport Exposure is about exposing our experiences, exposing our journeys, really to leave a blueprint for the past, present, future athletes to coming after us, rather.
Yeah.
So, Q, I'm gonna let you run your stats down yourself. Let me talk to me.
All right. So currently I'm a women's tackle football player. I was the 2022 Trench Player of the Year for the WNFC. That's the Women's National Football Conference. I also played on the 2022 USA Women's National Team where we won the gold medal over in Finland.
Shout out to y'all. Queens doing what queens do.
That was crazy.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. I'm a former D1 basketball player. I played at Norfolk State University. Behold the green and gold. Yeah, we already know it. You know? I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, but it's okay though. I still love you. And I'm a mother of two. I have a 8-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl. Her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Cairo.
It's also her birthday.
And it's also my birthday. I had my baby on my birthday.
My girl.
So happy birthday to me.
Yes.
I'm an author now. I wrote a book.
We'll get into that too.
I'm just trying to think. It's been so much. It's been so much.
Okay. She gave us a stat when I said I ain't want to mess it up. When we talk about our motto here at Sport Exposure, celebrating our triumphs and learning from our defeats, what comes to mind when you hear that in relation to your journey?
The defeats are going to come. They're necessary, but through that, to be able to get to the other side, you have to celebrate that because like, even when you get those triumphs, sometimes it's hard to celebrate it because you looking like, all right, now what's next? But no, like sit there and understand what you're doing, understand what you did, what you overcame, and be happy about that.
I got chills.
Yeah.
I'm talking that
Girl,
shit early.
It's been some stuff. I told you I woke up 30 and philosophical. Like
I love that.
I'm real in tune.
This is a new year. This is new everything. We walking into new blessings.
Yes, ma'am.
All of that starting right here at Sport Exposure.
Yep. That's why I told you, girl, I'm coming here to celebrate and talk on my birthday.
Yes. Okay. So I know you from being a basketball player.
Yeah.
We used to bang down there.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, you're a football player. Tell me how.
For real, Michaela, it just happened. Like when COVID hit, I was actually at HU in the physical therapy program, doctor of physical therapy.
I do remember that.
Yep. And I was doing well. I had like a 3.8. I was the only mother in the whole 3 years of the program. But I was doing well, holding it down. But COVID hit.
Queens do, once again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do what I got to do. But once COVID hit and we were at home and I was in school, Kari was in school, he was in kindergarten, and trying to make sure that I'm making sure that he's not falling behind, but I'm trying not to fall behind.
Right.
And everything was going on and it got to be too much. And I said I was going to wait. I'm going to sit school down for me right now, and I'll come back.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No,
okay,
not at all. School going to be there regardless.
Exactly.
But during that time, I also had got really, really overweight after having my kids and not playing basketball anymore. But when COVID hit and I had to sit down with myself, I realized that I wasn't happy because of, like, I knew that wasn't me. I knew I wasn't the person who I was showing the world that I was, you know?
Right.
So I got real into me. I started losing a lot of weight. And then I was like, you know what? I got to be active because that's who I am, you know, being on a team with girls and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this local football team. I was like, okay, let me go out there and do it. Like,
this was just
whatever. Random. Just found them on Facebook and went out there and, like, not gonna lie, because I played basketball, but, you know, I wasn't the toughest person. Like, you know, I be... people always say I could been tougher, and I feel like I could have been too. But
she was tough. She was tough.
I mean, just my mindset and everything wasn't tough. Like I was a baby, you know.
You was a teddy bear.
Yeah,
you was a teddy bear.
I still am a little bit, but it's kind of not. But like going out there to play football, I was like, man, I'm 6'2", 280. Like they about to think I'm out to smack something. I ain't like, what am I gonna do?
Right.
And then like once I did it, and I'm like, okay, that wasn't that bad. Like let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Smoking folk.
Yeah, I mean, that's what my local team.
So did you start off with a physical team?
Yeah. Straight pads. Like they had like a little flag game they let me play in, but
You didn't want that.
No, and actually, I did play flag down in North Carolina. I always forget about that. But I played flag down in North Carolina for maybe like 2 or 3 games, but I'm not really a flag girl. And then I didn't really understand football. But when I got on that tackle field, it was different.
That was it.
It was it. And then like once I started learning and seeing like women's football gonna take off, I started reaching out to people and getting training and it just started going up. Like people started knowing what my name was and all that. And then now we here.
I don't know where to start. Let's talk training. So you've played basketball majority of your life.
Mhm.
What was the training differences like? Because I know I talked to a lot of former athletes, and a lot of the people, they don't know how to necessarily transfer over from working out as an athlete
Mhm.
into just being a regular person. So what was your transition like working out as a basketball player going to a whole entire different sport?
The biggest difference in the train, I mean, it's different because like with football, you don't have to run as much as in basketball. You don't have to be like, basketball, we got to be
Unless
able
you
to
got to
go.
run a position.
Unless you got to run
Right.
position, yeah. But for me in the trenches, we 5-10 yards. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
so that part I enjoyed, but I had to be a lot stronger. I had to be a lot more agile. I had to be a lot tougher mentally, and that's the biggest thing that I feel like has changed from my training with basketball versus my training with football is my mentality. Like the way that I push myself because like I look back, if I push myself the way I do in football and the self accountability that I have with football because I have to be accountable to myself. Ain't nobody telling us to get in the gym.
Right.
Like nobody cares for real, for real.
Exactly.
If I could have did that with basketball, baby girl, I'd be in a WNBA right now. What you talking about?
Yeah, but it seems like you like football more than you like basketball.
I
Because I
do.
feel like that mentality comes when you really enjoy, you passionate about what you want to do. And
Yeah.
I can attest to that because I was not passionate about basketball. I just happened to be good at it.
Yeah.
So when it came, you know what I'm saying? You can relate to that. So it's
Yeah.
like I made it so far. I made it as far as I did because I was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I was putting a whole bunch of work. Not to say I was
Facts.
slacking off or anything, but
It could have been more.
you
right?
get what I'm saying? It could have been way more had I really loved it.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you like football more than you like basketball.
I'm so passionate about football, like,
I can
and
feel
I
it on
never
you.
watched football. The only thing I was passionate about was football players, like growing up, like that's what I like. But but like now, like playing it and learning it and understanding it and stuff, I'm like, man. And then like I'm good at this, but it's different. It's different than football. I mean basketball. Like football made me feel like I walk on that field. I'm big dog. Like I like being 6'2", 280, 290,
Uh-huh.
maybe a little,
All of that.
I like
Oh,
feeling that way.
yeah.
Like, I like when I get down on the line and I look at the person in front of me and they like, oh
That
shit.
confidence.
I love that. And I never had that stepping on the basketball court. Like some days I'll go on the basketball court and I have a hell of a game, double, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, oh, then next game I got 3 points, 2 rebounds. And they
And
like,
just
what's
really be
going
like,
on?
oh.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Guess he had a
well,
rough day.
yeah. But like with football, it's different. It's different.
Talk about the transition from being a basketball player. We talked about actually liking football better than basketball. But it's a whole different environment.
Yeah. Whole different. It's a lot more people.
A whole lot. You go from 12 girls, 15 girls to
At least about 50 of them.
yeah.
But it's different. But basketball shaped me for football. Basketball is what I feel like has put me above everybody else in football because of the discipline and everything that I learned through playing basketball my whole life. And the being in college playing basketball, understanding what it looks like, what an athlete is supposed to look like,
Mhm.
the things that you're supposed to do to market yourself, all that kind of
The
things.
skills,
Like,
all of that. Right.
and then the structure and everything. Like when I started playing with my local team, we would come out there and them girls, they would, do a little stretch here, there, maybe get in a little circle.
Because
I'm
they
like,
don't know no
nah.
better.
Yeah, like let's make this. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. Like if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it to in a level that is where we're gonna compete with the best. Like I ain't trying to do no little pity pat stuff now. Come on.
Are you
Like,
that game changer on your team?
well, right now, I'm not actually on a team, but for the team that I started with, yes, I do feel like I changed the game on that. Like the team that I was with this past 2 years, I feel like I was a key, but I also don't feel like I was what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like
The
yeah,
key,
and
like
I wasn't the like I wasn't the person who could come in and like change things for the better. You know, sometimes when you're trying to change something or you speak on something that you feel isn't right, people get offensive or defensive about
Yeah,
it.
of course.
And
They
it was
weren't
just
open to it.
yeah, no.
Do you care that? Can we go into detail about that?
Yeah, we can. Look,
Okay.
it
That's what I'm
is
saying.
what
We
it
talking
is.
about ups and downs. I'm saying we talking about the experiences, talking about the journeys. So let's talk about that experience on that team.
So
Because it sounds like it was a little
it was rocky. It was good.
shaky.
I'm grateful for them. I will say that. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I was given to play. I was grateful to be exposed to women's football for real.
Mhm.
Because my local team here, we played some people or whatever, but when I got with the WNFC, it was a whole it's literally a whole world that people don't even know about as women's football. And the exposure that I received and everything was great, but it was so trying. Like
Was it politics? Was it personnel? Was it
a little bit of everything. For one, we were traveling because the team was up in DC, so we was traveling 3 hours there, 3 hours back. It was 8 of us that left the
playing
team.
the same day?
Yeah, we would go like Tuesday, Thursdays. We would drive up, go to practice, and come right back. So we was driving 6 hours back and forth to practice for 2 hours. And like when we would get there, girl, I used to get out that Jane walking like, man, it was terrible, but we wanted it so bad. Like we really want to be women's football players. Like we take it serious.
Are.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
It worked out, but it was tough. Going through all that stuff, like, and then we would get up there sometimes, people wouldn't want to practice, people don't want to run, people don't want to do this, oh, my leg hurt, my this. And I'm like, come on, man.
Are they not former athletes or they're just jumping into the...
A lot of women that's on this women's football aren't former athletes, or they're athletes who was like middle school basketball players, or maybe a high school basketball player, but you weren't serious about it, you know?
So that was the disconnect.
Yeah.
The discipline and the...
But I'm coming in like, hey, what's going on? Like, cause we driving 6 hours for a 2-hour practice. I need this 2-hour practice to hit something.
Okay,
like,
right.
Like, come on now. And we trying to make it to a championship. Championship teams do stuff differently, you know, like championship teams. Oh yeah, you know? But like it's different, you know. And it wasn't given that when I was going up there, so it was making me upset. And then like on social media, like talking about the league or anything, because like our first year we didn't make it to the playoffs. We should have, but through politics and everything with the league, we didn't make it. But we knew going into the season that we had to have a certain record to make the playoff. We didn't have that record. And even though we still had a better record than the people who made it, we allowed them to have that room to vote us out. And that was on us. So then we got on Facebook and talking junk and all that. So I got in the group chat like, why are we doing that? Why are we talking shit about the league? Like we didn't win that game.
Right.
We are sitting at home now, like don't go and talk shit about the league because we still got next year. And it's like when I said that, that wasn't good.
But from what it sounds like, it wasn't good because they weren't former athletes. Because if you're an athlete, you know.
And that ain't what you do.
I don't care what level you play at.
But,
especially at a professional level like that. We see all the time. That's fine.
Yeah.
They're going to blow you up on ESPN. But they didn't know no better.
They don't know no better. And like, they don't look at, part of my book, the title is My Journey to Professional Football. Women's football is not necessarily professional. It's still semi-pro. But I'm looking past this. Like,
you want to play with men?
No, I don't want to. Not in the NFL. No.
I want to know.
No.
So you looking past? All right, I see men.
I'm looking to when women's football is a professional sport and we are being paid as such. That's what I'm looking towards.
Okay.
Like
Thank you for that clarification because I want to know.
In the NFL, no, I don't think I'm ready for that.
It's like all them scouts come get her.
Look, hey. If they paying, I'll be on the practice team.
Hello?
What you talking about? Like,
they pay good too, right?
Hey, exactly. I could be a great practice dummy. Matter of fact, I can't be on no NFL.
I was about to say, I done been on the field with them type of men.
I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it.
Yo, I ain't know that was that big.
Yes, they are huge. And I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. I love me a big athletic man. Look. I ain't gonna make it.
You be my husband.
You don't take me off the practice squad, coach. Take me off. Cause but yeah, that's why I think the mindset was different. Like I was thinking of this as this is my career, even though I'm not being paid. This is my career that
Right.
I'm building, and they didn't look at it the same. And then that was brought with a lot of mess. But I still stayed on the team. I played a second year, but
Perseverance.
yeah, and
Snaps for that.
I'm kind of. It's like sometimes you don't need to persevere. Like this year, I decided that I'm not persevering through it no more.
That's the word. Say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You gotta let it go and let God. Like
amen.
and
Because it just don't be worth it.
It don't.
I don't know what your situation is, but I'm glad that you said that because we're living in an age in our generation specifically. I feel like we tired.
Yeah. And you ain't gonna mistreat me, but for so
You're
long.
not gonna mistreat me. You're not gonna talk to me any type of way. I'm not gonna keep getting up, putting my body on the line, like. And we don't have to. For so long, we've been conditioned to think that you got to be so strong, so hard. You got to be so resilient, which is great. But it's not necessary.
Not all the time. Sometimes you got to push through. Sometimes you got to let go because you holding on. What's that? You seen that little thing with that teddy bear? The little girl got the ratty teddy bear. She's like, I don't want to let this go because I love it. But she don't know that her daddy had a bigger teddy bear behind his back. So you don't want to let go of this little thing because you feel like this is everything. And you let go and realize that much bigger.
So much more.
Girl, that is just this look, I can't.
No, we go in there. We unpack.
No, that part I can't. But I will tell you that it's happened right before my eyes, Michaela. I can't say because we can't drop that information yet. But it has happened right before my eyes. I let go of the prodigy and everything without knowing where I was going. I didn't have no team. I'm putting all this work, all this effort, all this energy, all this money into women's football, and I just let go. I'm like, I can't do it no more. I don't care if I never play another down of football. I can't do that no more.
Mentally.
And I let go, and I was depressed. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I did all this stuff, and now I don't even play. And just like last week, I had some people call me up and
we'll get to that later, y'all. We'll get to that later, y'all. We got some news to drop. We got some news to drop. So you said you pretty much walked away from football at one point. Was it because of your mental and emotional health? Was it was declining? It
was like, where is the break? Why is it everywhere that I'm going there's turmoil? Because like even this second year, what made me decide to leave Prodigy was it was one thing, and it happened before the season even started, but I was already committed, so I had to keep going. And I also go to Prodigy with 2 other people, so I had to keep going, not just for me, but for them too. But I had a camp at Norfolk State, right? Had a girls' football camp, and I had got the field for free. Norfolk State wasn't charging us anything, and I asked Prodigy, can we have a game there? Like instead of having one of our home games in DC, have one of our home games in Norfolk. Because we got 5 people on the team from Norfolk, and our families can never really see us play. And it was like, oh, well, we don't have a big following down there, so no. And I'm like, well, I'm telling you, I have a big following. But can we have a scrimmage? Let's do a scrimmage. And they're like, okay, we can do the scrimmage. And then hit me back like, oh, actually, the date that you wanted, we're going to do a scrimmage somewhere else. So I'm like, all right, here we go. So then I had let it go, but I'm like, man, I got this Norfolk State football field for free. I got to do something. So I had the girls' camp at
I didn't know that was the backstory.
But nobody knows. Like, people don't know what you be going through. But we got everything together. The WNFC came behind me with our Got Her Back, and they sent me shirts and everything. So many people, like the lady I used to work for at the sub shop, she came with sandwiches and stuff for the girls. My aunt came and decorated. Like, it was beautiful. My other aunt paid for a DJ to come out. It was beautiful. But they made a flyer for it. And on the flyer, they put my face up there and said, come out and meet Quineshia Leonard and the Washington Prodigy. Because Washington Prodigy was going to be a part of it because it was a WNFC event as well.
Right.
Girl, I get a message that said, when they change your flyer? And I'm like, what you talking about? And the girl sent me a screenshot of the flyer. This girl who don't even play football sent me a screenshot of the flyer and my face was covered up with a picture of the whole team. And I'm like, what? One of my teammates covered up my face and said, "This ain't about you. This supposed to be about Washington Prodigy." And I'm like, come on, man. Like, we literally have game flyers and everything that will have one, maybe two players on it or anything. I've never been on the flyer. I was Trench Player of the Year 2022. Never been on the flyer for Washington Prodigy. Nothing.
And you come home and have some shit at your crib.
And my crib that I
with
work
my community,
hardest.
my
Like,
resources.
all my shit is in here. And you would cover up my face. But it's because haters go hate regardless. And then the same person was like, well, I went to Norfolk State too. And I'm like, baby, going to Norfolk State for a semester don't mean you're an alumni. Where your degree at?
Mad you.
Where your degree at?
They gonna be mad. Cause they don't like that. Cause they be
they don't make you an alumni, baby. And then if you feel as if you should also be able to do that kind of stuff, go up there and do it. Go up there and talk to them. I did what I was
supposed to do.
Yeah, I did that. And I did that for everybody. I didn't make the flyer because I said if I would have made it, if it would have been about me, baby, my face would have been over the whole thing. It would have been Hollywood.
Banners.
Hollywood.
Exits, parking lot.
Youth camp.
Hollywood is right here.
What? I'm like, I didn't even do none of that stuff. But when it happened, I'm just like, dang, that's how y'all looking at me. Like, that's how y'all feel about me. And then I went to the owner and the GM of the team, and I'm like, look, well, can we get them to take that one down and let's make a new flyer with the whole team? We can't ask her to do that. We can't do that. And I'm like, bro, that's disrespectful. Because you covered up my face. Let's just make a new one. Like, but that one is hurtful. And I don't care if people say, oh, you being petty. I don't care. I'm going to be petty about it because that's disrespectful. I would never do that to nobody. If I like you, if I don't like you, whatever. I'm not going to do that. And then the fact that they wouldn't even ask the girl, hey, don't share this. Don't post this anymore because it was disrespectful.
They kept going.
They allowed it to keep going. And then not only that, 2 weeks later, they made the girl a captain. And I said, oh yeah, this is over for me. It's over. Biggest slap in my face I ever felt. Biggest slap in my face I ever felt. Cause I'm like, bro, a captain? What is a captain to you, Michaela? Because I know what a captain is to me. What is
a captain in my eyes is a leader. It's a leader of the team. Essentially, they're not the coach, but you're next in line. When the coach is not around, captain makes sure everything's straight. Yeah,
you the bridge.
For sure.
And then you're the person who exemplifies what it's supposed to be to be on this team.
Not covering up no faces
on Not covering up people's faces on fire. Because if I would have did that, I probably would have got kicked off the team.
Absolutely. First thing going. First thing smoking.
So that was it for me. And then the rest of the season, it was just, I was so checked out. And then I had like surgery on my stomach. First game, I broke my finger. And then it was just like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm done. But now
look at that smile. But now
he bring you back.
I'm telling you, that's my girl, I got it tatted right here. I don't lose it.
Yeah.
Reminder, I need it every day. I see it. That was a lot.
That was. I told you I got some stories, girl.
Yes, let's talk about the GM and that whole situation in itself. Because I feel like it's a situation that a lot of athletes go through in a lot of different leagues. And like I said, exposure is all about unpacking those situations that we go through behind closed doors, because these kids need to know that when you get to a certain level of play and it starts now, politics.
It's a thing. It's always going to be a thing.
No matter where you go.
Yeah. But you got to be able to recognize it and understand it. And like, I try not to take things personally, but some stuff like the situation I took that personally.
As you should, though. Yeah, I was blatant.
Blatant. In my eyes. And I know in their eyes, they probably don't see it. And I try to be, I try to give people grace, you know? Like, understand that even though it's personal to me, they probably never thought of it that way, the way I'm looking at it.
People don't know what they don't know.
However, because I reached out, because I said it, because I told you how it made me feel.
Personal.
Now it's big personal. I still, that flyer's still up to this day. To this day. But you know that Norfolk State camp that they having next week? Who on that flyer?
Girl, I seen it.
Cover that face up, baby girl.
I seen it. Heels and helmets, baby. I'm gonna come in my heels.
Hey, look, I'm coming in my heels too, and then I'm gonna switch over to my
I know
helmet.
that's right. I'm coming.
Like,
Matt sent me the flyer. I said, I'll be there in heels.
yeah.
I don't know about the
Come
helmets, but
on,
I'll be there in
look,
heels. I'll
come
be
on.
there in heels. So how did we get back to enjoying the love of football? You go from that situation, and I feel like it's so relatable to a lot of athletes. I tell people all the time, like, I lost the love for basketball like my sophomore year of college
Mhm.
because my coach he wasn't what I needed him to be.
Mhm.
And mentally, emotionally, it took a huge toll on me. Thankfully, mentally and emotionally, I can handle it.
Mhm.
But looking back and I'm seeing what other women go through, and even today, like being a woman, we'll get to that conversation next. But being a woman in sport, I handle it with grace because I know I can. And I know that I want to break the door down for the next to come.
Yeah.
And every woman don't have that strength. And they shouldn't have to. That's always my argument. We shouldn't have to be as strong as we gotta be just to be in these rooms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it because God gave me the strength to do it. But every woman not gonna have the type of strength that I have. And going over to your situation and your story, that's just one of few, I'm sure. But talk more about what it is to be a Black woman breaking into football, a league that was never set up for us. And I say that all the time. We're being a woman in sport, we're literally breaking down doors that were never ever set up for us.
Never.
Like one of my mentors, Esa Iguodala, she said on an interview, to be a Black woman in sport, you literally have to have an imagination.
You got to.
Like, because when you look around, you look at these rosters, you look at the staff directories, you don't see any Black women. Nope. So it's like for me to even think I could be in that room, you gotta be delusional. Literally, you gotta be delusional.
That's true though. That's really true. I feel like that's where I'm at with women's football, and what keeps pushing me is because, like, I feel like I had a vision. Like, I didn't have like a Raven-Symoné vision, but when I heard about women's football, I seen what it could be, and I seen who I could be in it. Like playing basketball. We all got hoop dreams. We all want to be in the league. We all want to be this big, huge player that everybody knows. But it's tough because basketball could be. We've made a lot of leaps in basketball, but it's still not what it needs to be for women. But it's a lot of women.
Yeah. It's a slow grind.
Look, with football, I got in something on the ground level, basically. Like,
grassroots.
And I'm going to be doing the same things that we hear about people in history books, what they did for the sports and for Black people, Black women, like that's what I'm doing right now with football. So that's what keep me going. And then the people in the league, like the owner of the WNFC, she is such a powerful, strong Black woman. And she is so like, but she probably about 5'2", but she staying in the room like she's 6'2".
That's
like,
important. You got
and
to.
she is major, and she's so inspirational and motivating, and it's just like, you know what? Yeah, we can do this. Like, we gonna make this room for us, and we gonna sit here, and yeah, we deserve it, whether you like it or not. And
I'm glad that you say that, because literally being a woman in sport, a Black woman in sport, we are paving our own way, brick by brick.
You got to.
Like, there's no other path for us. Like, and it's so crazy because sometimes you get in a room and it be other women, despite what the color, they mad because we there.
Mm-hmm.
But just imagine if we all women came together and we all trying to get in these rooms. Sis, come on, queen.
Let's get into it.
Like, it's gonna take a village. And to do what you're doing is so inspiring, because I feel like this is your purpose, this is your calling, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna open up so many doors to so many little Black and brown girls to
it's
do
already
it. To
happening. Girl, I was at training one day looking crazy. Like, I don't care what I look like in training.
Mm-hmm.
In training, I'm cute. It ain't no Hollywood.
We training. That's what we here for.
We here. Hollywood is the person that on the pictures.
Right.
Q, she gonna get down and dirty. But I'm walking out and I see a little girl looking at me, and she looked at her mama, and then she looked back and she was like, "Mom, that's her." And I looked because I heard her. I'm like, "I know she ain't. Who out there?" And she came and she was like, "You the girl who play football, right?" And I'm like jaw drop, like, you ain't talking about me. Like, I ain't nobody.
I
like
love that for you.
It was amazing. And it was just like, dang, like people are, it was locally. I was training up at First String Sports Training, and she plays basketball. But I'm just like, people like they starting to see, they starting to notice, they starting to see what we doing, and people are excited about it, and that makes me excited. So
Talk about this journey into doing something that's never been done before. I'm gonna talk. I wanted you to speak more so to being home
mhm.
because I know me being a hometown kid, I get a lot of love that I didn't know that I would have gotten here.
Mhm.
I didn't know why he told me to move home. I promise you, I didn't know why. Just told me to move home because he got something for me. But I knew that I wanted to start my own.
Mhm.
And what better place to start my own than around the people that literally raised me,
Mhm.
specifically in sports, right? But the impact as Black women at 6 feet and above, we walk in, these little girls love it.
Yeah.
And I can agree that keeps me going too. But talk about the love that you get just locally because that helped me. That's what I feed off of. And that's why I said, like, when other people are excited about what I'm doing, that's where all my energy comes from.
Yeah. Most definitely. It's like the love is amazing because, like you said, you get into that thing where you feel like people ain't gonna show you love, and you know people all on social media. You ain't no love locally. You gotta move away.
Uh-huh.
You gotta do this, but it's love here. You just gotta find it. You gotta be around the right people. You gotta build your village correctly. Um, and being here around people who watch me grow, watch me be a basketball player, like watch me just really transform is amazing. And then like the excitement that they get, and then understanding what we are doing for the youth, because you know what it's like when you're younger or and you at a camp or something and somebody walk up like, oh, this is so and so,
Yeah.
she is a blah blah blah. You like, oh, and
Yeah.
like me going to the camps and stuff here, being able to see people, kids who I grew up with, and they like,
It's
oh
so
man,
rewarding,
like,
isn't it?
yeah,
I
it's
love
crazy.
it.
And that's I gotta be home. Like I have to be home. And unfortunately, right now, I haven't been playing football at home, but 2025, I'm coming home play football. So I'm excited
Be
about
on the
that.
lookout 2025.
2025.
We're gonna have to blow that up.
Yeah. Oh, girl, we
We
going
going
stupid.
crazy. A whole
Like,
community day around
I'm
Hollywood.
telling you, man, I'm about to give me a billboard. What you talking about? Like, I'm about to be on the
Yeah,
like,
64.
yeah.
64.
Right there in Portsmouth. Come on now.
So we talked about some of your challenges. Let's talk about like the challenge for you that was a turning point in your career. It could be your journey to football. It could be your basketball career.
I think the biggest challenge, especially moving into football, was my family. My family was tough, and people don't even understand that part. My mom thought I was an idiot. Like, she thought
I
I
can see
had
her now.
lost my mind. Do you hear me? Both of them, and they told me like one night they sat and was like, "What's wrong with her? What's going on?" I had stopped going to school to get my doctorate to go and pay somebody to play football. Who does that? I got 2 kids at home. What am I doing? But I told my mom, I said, it's something like I feel this is what I'm supposed to do. Like this about made me emotional, but that's how I felt. Like school ain't it. I'm happy in school. I'm doing good in school. But I used to sit there playing Candy Crush on my phone while the teacher lecturing. And my one classmate, she'd be like, bro, I don't understand how you do that. And I'm like, me neither, but this is like it is
It's
what it is. It's gonna be a job.
right.
I'm be able to say my name is Dr. Quineshia Leonard. Like,
It's fun.
who cares?
Right.
Like, I'm way more happier telling people I'm a tackle football player, and they be like, "What? No, you're not." Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am.
Look it up.
Google me,
baby.
baby. Uh,
Hey, we.
no, seriously though, like, so that was the biggest turning point for me. Like, my mom, my dad, they wouldn't even come to a game. Like, it was terrible.
That had to be hurtful.
It was
'Cause
hurtful as
you have very
hell.
supportive
Very,
parents.
very. Like my mom and dad come to everything, and they were not like, "What? You being a football player? I'm not supporting that." And like one day, I had put it on my close friends, right? And I was so mad at my cousin, because she told my mama, or I think she told her mama, and her mama told my mama, and I was so mad. 'Cause I'm like, that's my
She
close
getting
friend.
kicked out.
Yeah, you
She
out
getting
here.
kicked
Yo, for real,
out.
I blocked her for
Yeah.
like a good 2 days, but she my favorite cousin, so I had to bring her back, and we end up talking about it. But I'm like, that was my feelings. Like, yeah, I did want to find a way to express it to my mama, but I wanted to find a way to express it to her. Don't have nobody telling her, because then like she fussed me out. And I'm like, well, mom, you don't support me. And she's like, you're 26 years old. And I'm like, so like, like, but now it was really after the USA thing when they realized like, okay, she's serious and this is serious. And then like once I came back and all the love that was shown, Norfolk State called to have me out on the
Girl,
field.
that's all I seen on my
Yeah,
timeline.
like it
All
was
I said, oh,
it was
I need her on the
crazy.
podcast. I need her on the
Yeah.
podcast.
It was crazy. Like after that, my dad, he'd have on my football shirts and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is
Oh,
what I was waiting for. But I told my mom, I'm like, it upset me, but it didn't because I knew I just had to show you. Like, you not supposed to be able to see my vision. You not, because it's mine. God gave that to me.
and a lot of people, when you haven't, they're not gonna understand it
They
because it's
not.
not for them.
Exactly. They not, and that is okay. Like it's hurtful because it's like you supposed to support me, but it's okay. Just keep going on your path, what God gave you, and then everybody else they're gonna come. It's gonna come. But
Girl,
you
you
gotta
was
be,
speaking to
yeah,
me
I'm
this
telling you, man,
afternoon.
I've been through it. I've been through it. Like
That's a lot. That's a lot right there. Let's talk USA, Finland.
you'll say it, that was an experience like I've never had before. Like I've never had from tryouts to training camp to actually being in Finland, experience that I've never had before. When I got to training camp, tryouts, I didn't understand women's football for real yet. Still, it was March of 2022. Yep, that I went to tryouts, and I had just started playing with the Prodigy in January.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I had just started practicing with them in January. Our first game wasn't until April. I hadn't even played a real game of women's football yet, but I went to try out anyway. And when I got there, the amount of women that were there, I'm like, I didn't know this many people played
Where were
women's
tryouts at?
football. IMG Academy down in
In
Florida.
Florida.
Yep, very very nice. You know,
Oh,
is that
mhm.
amazing facility and everything. And like we were warming up, and it was like it had to be like 300 women out there. I swear, maybe more. And
I'm sure
then
that was
it
beautiful.
was amazing, but it was nerve wracking because I'm like, bro, what? Like I wasn't expecting this
Were they
many
bigger than you?
people.
Did you see anybody bigger than you?
Girl, yeah,
Like it was,
it was the
you were
girls all
small.
my size. Like one girl, I was like, bro, you tall, and I don't say that to nobody. Like I'm like, dang, she was soft though. I ain't gonna lie.
Didn't matter.
But then when they said, all right, everybody going to the D line, I was like, okay, whew, we about to break up. 45 women ran over there to the D line. I said, oh God. And then I'm like, how many people they taking? And they said they're taking 7 people from the D line. I'm like, 7 people. During one of the drills there, I was crying in my helmet. People don't know that. I was crying in my helmet. I had so much anxiety because I'm like, I done paid this money to come down to Florida to try out for this team, and I'm about to not get picked.
Why'd you think
And
that though?
girl, because I just wasn't confident in myself. Like I said, I
Because
hadn't
it
even
was
played a
fresh. It
game
was
of
new.
football. And like a lot of these women in football, they know each other. They've been around each other for years. They play flag together. They play tackle together. Because women's football has been around for a long time. I just didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, and then some of the coaches are calling people by name and everything. And I'm
It's
like, and they like,
intimidating.
56, you come over there. And I'm like trying to
That's
look at my
me.
jersey like me. Okay, cool. Like, the second day though, they started like kind of breaking us up a little bit differently. And then when I seen who they was putting me in a group with, I'm like, okay,
I'm
whew.
safe.
Like my
You could
athletic
tell,
ability
yeah.
has helped me, but I still didn't know a lot. And then training camp was crazy. We was doing 2 days up in Ohio. I think we were at Walsh University. I think that's what it was. That was crazy. Like it was
Worse than basketball 2 days? It gotta be.
yeah, because you in the pads. Like first
Right.
of all, being in the pads is worse than any day in basketball. Period. Especially when it's hot outside and you're
Uh,
outside. Like
I'd be thankful I chose an indoor sport for that
yeah,
reason specifically because I don't like being outside.
and it was June. When we go to July. So it was hot as I don't know what. Like it was sweltering outside, and you gotta hit people, and and then the women on the O line there, like you gotta think this is the best women's football players in the United States. So, and this is my first year playing football for real. I'm getting down on the line. This one girl, man, I tell you, she had my shoulder pads so far up in my daggone neck. And then you got to think I'm also coming off being Church Player of the Year, so I'm thinking
You
I'm all
got it.
right, I'm
Yeah.
good, you know. She showed me that hey, this ain't no pity pat up in here. But it was great. And then when we got over to Finland, meeting those women from the other countries and seeing that like the international love for women's football, it was just crazy. Like it was amazing. I did get very homesick. Around about the last day, well, the last 2 days, I like kind of broke down because my kids was crying on the phone. I had been gone for like 3 weeks, so it was definitely tough. But I wouldn't trade that experience for the world, like at all.
Just the fact and just hearing your story because it's very foreign to the women's sport world. That's why I really knew I needed you up
Hmm.
here because
Excuse me.
it's so many opportunities for us in so many different places outside of America, even in America, that you would have no clue about
Hmm.
unless you talked to somebody or had
Yep.
a conversation about it. Um, Randomly, real quick, talk about a risk and reward moment. Talk about a
Mm.
time in your journey where you had to take a risk and it paid off into a high reward. It was worth it.
A risk that I took was reaching out to Coach Arpeg Rowe. He is the coach at Five Star Lineman Academy in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch his YouTube videos when I first started playing football to try to learn what I was supposed to be doing on the D line. And one day we were watching the video and I'm like, man, we getting this free video on YouTube and I feel like I'm learning so much. Just imagine like what I could
YouTube
learn while
University
there.
be doing what they need to do now.
Hey, it gets it done. But I was like, just imagine what he's giving to people who are paying him, right? So jokingly, the guy who I was training with at the time, he was like, maybe you should hit him up. At that time, I didn't know he was joking. I thought he was dead serious. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should. So I filled out the little thing on the contact us on the
Mm-hmm.
website. Next day, he's like, this is Coach Arpeg Rowe calling you from Five Star Lineman Academy. I'm like, oh, like, man, he called me. And he was like, so I'm trying to understand. So you're a football player? And I'm like, he's like, a women's football player, like what? I've never trained a women's football player. I don't really know much about women's football. And I'm like, well, yeah, like this is who I am. I'm 6'2". I gave him all my stuff, and then he was like, all right, well, if you can get here. Well, I told him I was in Virginia, and he was like, if you can get here, I'll train you. Like, okay. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then I started trying to get all my stuff together, and my kid's father, he had got me my hotel room. I had paid for my flight, and I told myself, I think I had about a month. So I'm gonna see how much money I can save up because his sessions was $150 for an hour because he trains NFL players. Like, so that's
It's
nothing to
invest in yourself type
them.
situation.
Yep, and I really wanted, like, I wanted to be a women's football player. And so I said, I'm gonna take this time to see how much money I can get together, and then whatever I got is what I'm gonna give them.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, maybe I want to say like 4 days before I left, I got a check in my bank account for $900 out of nowhere. It was like some random tax. You know when they was just giving the money
Mm-hmm.
out, didn't know it was coming or nothing. And I'm like,
Look at
this
God.
is exactly what I needed to have my sessions for because I booked my trip for a whole week. And I'm like, I mean, it's
Taking
stuff to do in
care.
Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
so
We have a ball.
yeah, and it was the day after my birthday that I left. And that was probably the biggest thing. That's the part that really showed me this where you supposed to be at because like even with training with Coach Roll and everything, like when he's teaching me the stuff and then I'm doing it, he's like, hmm, okay, like. Or then I got one video where like
Oh, you
he was
wowing
showing
them.
me and I had hit him and he was like,
You
all
wowing
right
them.
now, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, like
Yeah. I ain't come out
I'm
here
a
for
big dog,
nothing.
yeah, exactly. And that was just it for me, and especially because like the pedestal I put this man on, like and I watch your YouTube videos faithfully, my guy. Like you train NFL linemen, like people pay you to come in here and receive knowledge from you, and you're telling me like you giving me your stamp of approval basically. So that was really the best thing that I ever did, and a big risk.
And one of those invest in yourself type situations are so needed because I give credit to everything I have right now for when
Hmm.
like a similar type situation. I just paid my way to get to where I need to go. End up being an NFL executive, got me to the NFL, and my life just took off after that.
Hmm.
And I say that to say sometimes it look like we ain't got it, but we'll make it work for what
Yeah,
we want to make it work for, as we
we're
always
gonna make
do.
it happen now. It's
We
gonna
can
make it
make it
happen.
happen.
Black girl magic. Look.
A little
That's why they be
sprinkle,
scared. Look,
sprinkle.
that's why they be mad when we come in the room because they know we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna push
They
through,
be
persevere,
pissed.
and get it done.
And you have to, like.
And do it gracefully.
So where can we find your book?
Amazon, or you can hit me up personally and I can sign it and everything. But
Did you
it's on
sign mine?
Amazon. No, not yet. I forgot.
I was about to say.
I'm gonna sign it, dog.
I was about to say, where's my signature at?
I'm gonna sign. I meant to do it before I left the house, but I was all over the place.
I love this for you. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
What you're doing is amazing. Little black and brown, white, purple, green, Jamaican. Girls need to see that it's possible. And what you're doing, I hope that you know that you're doing amazing on your journey, your path, your calling. And you have some exciting news to drop real quick.
Yes.
Wait, before we get there. So Sport Exposure is all about exposing experiences, exposing journeys, things that we've gone through to help our student athletes, past, present, future, to navigate the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you have to give? Let's specifically say to little girls that want to play football, because we're seeing more of that now.
The advice that I give to all the little girls who I talk to now is definitely to perfect your craft, like, and
take it serious.
Yeah, take it very serious. Find a way to get with these trainers. Find somebody to help mentor and guide you. Have somebody that you can talk to. Have somebody that can push you. Give you that constructive criticism that you need. But definitely take this thing serious, man, because sports can do so much more for you even once you're done. Like, you don't have to go to. Look at us, like
we making our own lane.
Making your own lane. We got our school paid for and everything. And even though like basketball wasn't the end goal, it wasn't where we ended up with our careers. Like, it shaped us, you know, and those experiences and all that. So definitely take it serious. And get that trainer. Like, I'm very big on pushing that now. Getting a trainer to really focus on you, because like just going to practice ain't enough.
Never is.
Just going to practice, because you can kind of skate and practice. There's a lot of people there and all that. Take it serious. Take yourself serious. Take your body serious. Injury prevention and all that kind of stuff is very serious, because these kids, you ain't no way we at high school tearing ACLs and everything.
They left and right, popping them joints.
Yeah, it's crazy, but that's because we're not being taught how to take care of our body, you know. But that's my advice.
Love that. Now, y'all ready?
Drum roll. No, you.
Now, for our exciting news, mind you, it's my girl's birthday. She came in here. B-Day, 30 flirty, all of that.
It's your birthday. I've been singing that all day. But I got some exciting news. Everybody want to know what team I'm gonna be playing for next. Everybody wants to know. And dramatic pause. No. So next I will be playing for the Virginia Crusaders in the fall of 2023. First game September 9th. I know y'all thought I was about to drop who I was playing for in the WNFC, but nah, y'all gonna have to wait for that. But next up is the Virginia Crusaders. They are a men's semi-pro team. What we gonna do?
Do what we always do.
We gonna do it. We gonna get it done.
Queens do what queens do.
We gonna get it done. They be roughing me up in there, but I'm telling you, man, I'm
excited.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to see myself out there.
See you.
I'm very excited.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by on your birthday at that. This was amazing. Mm-hmm. And I hope and pray that another little girl gains something from our conversation. Understand that there's absolutely nothing in this world that you cannot do.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you.